That's me at the end of an afternoon I spent connecting practically my entire business to AI. A connector is like a door that you open between your AI and an app that you already use. You approve it once, and from then on, it can read the live data coming out of that app. But it does take some consideration. This is the moment that I really recommend you just step back for a minute and do kind of a holistic audit of all the different sources of potentially valuable data across your work and your life. This is what it looked like for me. I opened up a Google Doc, I called it Tiago's Connectors, and I just started listing and then breaking down into categories what are all the different apps and software tools that I use. The way that I came up with this list is first by looking through our credit card statements. I wanted to start with anything that we pay for, since that's likely something that I'm committed to and use a lot. And then I just went through the apps that are already installed on my computer and on my phone and in my browser bookmarks to find any that I suspected might contain something valuable. And the final number that I came up with was 19 external apps that I might want to integrate with Claude. The next thing I recommend you do is to find out if there is an official connector for each of these. And you can do this by simply choosing one, let's say something like Circle, going to Google and just saying, is there an official, and you can use the technical term MCP, connector for Circle and Claude. And you can see right there in the AI overview, yes, there is an official MCP connector that links Circle communities directly to Claude. Great. So that's why it got a green check mark. And I did that for each one. And as you can see, almost all of them have an official connector, all the ones with a green check mark. I really recommend you start with the ones that already offer an official integration. And go ahead and connect them all. It'll take just maybe 5 or 10 minutes. It's pretty straightforward. Once you've done that, in the connector settings, which you see here, you should have a list. It might be around the same size as mine, it might be shorter, it might be longer, but this is now kind of like the full menu of options that Claude has to work with when it wants to go out and pull some kind of data. All right, let's go back to the main screen, click New Task. Looking at all the available connectors that I've added, tell me some interesting, insightful, or productive use cases that you can take advantage of by working with multiple connectors at once. And what it's given me is a list of examples or use cases for what we could build. The first one is connecting two sources, Mercury, which is our bank account, with QuickBooks, which is our accounting software. So it proposes cross-referencing them and looking at the gap between booked profit, which is something that we would have in our books, in our financial books, and real money landing in the account. There's always a little bit of a gray area there. And by cross-referencing those two sources, it could find sort of any gaps and also match the two sources. Here's another one that would combine Kit, which is our email sending platform, with Circle, which is our online community platform, with QuickBooks, which is our accounting. So this is super interesting because it wants to make the link between broadcasts and sequences, which are emails. So which emails that we sent specifically, or which series of emails, ended up driving revenue across both of our course and our membership, both of which live in Circle. So think about how amazing this is. This is something that you can't do with a single platform. Every single creator is using more than one tool. You kind of have to stitch together and integrate different tools to do what you need on the internet. With Claude, it can now pull in real time the latest data from multiple of those sources and sort of craft and synthesize them into a much more holistic view than any one single platform can give you on its own. Here's another one that is the capture to ship content engine. So it wants to combine, wow, this is kind of incredible. It basically has enough sources that it can track how an idea moves from Fathom, which is our meeting notes. So we, discuss an idea of something we want to do in a meeting, through Readwise, where I might consume some research or content about it, to Notion, which is our team kind of knowledge and planning hub where we might do some planning, to WordPress, where I might write a blog post announcing it, to Kit, where I send an email to our subscribers, to Gamma, which might be, for example, a course or a workshop that I teach. That is such a more complete and comprehensive picture than we ever had access to before. There's another one here that is tracking how ideas move from meetings into action, and it's referencing one of my principles, which is that I'm always trying to remove myself from the critical path. So there is an example of where having your master prompt with some personal context and things like goals and principles can directly inform what it's creating. If you are new to Claude, check out my free mini course, The Beginner's Guide to Claude. Now, back to the video. Here's another one that is kind of monitoring the health of our community. And here's another one, which is related to the book that I'm writing, which is kind of automating part of my annual reviews, which would be fantastic. I think this is the one, I think because I'm about to launch this book, it's the one that feels most relevant. So I'm going to go ahead and say, go ahead and build idea number 6. All right, that took a good almost half hour. But you can see it got my meeting data, my financial data, my calendar, my reading digests, how I spend my time. I noticed that it's using my ARC framework, which is drawn from my book, so it has that context to draw from. And then here's the headline. In the past 6 months, I've shipped 2 flagships, manuscript for my book, as well as the launch of our new cohort, the AI Second Brain. I also welcomed our new son, Angel, all while the business was running in deliberate building mode and still cleared last year's full profit by June. So I think I deserve a round of applause. That was hard. And then the calendar visibly thinning after May 11th, when my son was born, is the most telling signal that I'm honoring my principles. So it's noting some gaps. I had June 2nd, our son's original due date on the calendar, but then in my master prompt, I noted that he was actually born on May 11th. It's also pointing out that what our bank account shows in terms of how much cash we have is very different from what my CFO says. I should definitely look into that. And then it notes that my reading is skewed towards the last month. I'll go ahead and open up the document and just doing a kind of scan of the month-by-month evaluation. I also see there's like the 4 threads that we're running through the 6-month period. Here are some reflective prompts, some journaling prompts, which is what I recommend in my own book that it's now recommending to me. And then some data notes and things to reconcile. So this is pretty incredible, you guys. This would have normally taken me at least a full day. And probably half that day would be spent just kind of rummaging around, going and downloading things and kind of cleaning them up and reconciling, inconsistencies. So much of that is kind of just like bureaucratic, administrative busy work. In this case, in just about around 20 or 25 minutes while I was checking my email, it's come up with kind of an 80-20. I could still improve on this and take it further and get into the nuances and subtleties, but this is very much an 80-20 of what I would do in something like a mid-year review or an end-of-year review, all through the power of just pulling in different data sources and then kind of synthesizing them into one whole. One thing I do want to point out is these artifacts or these documents that Claude creates, they still require something of you. They require you to take an action or to make a decision or to engage in a behavior or stop engaging in a behavior. If you look over here in the left sidebar, I went ahead and actually created pretty much every single thing that it suggested it could do with multiple connectors. And some of them are cool. Like this one kind of gives me a dashboard of some of the main metrics of the business. This is the community health digest that looks at, which members of our community are active and which ones are not active. This is a kind of timeline of the main tasks in our book launch. They're all kind of neat. They're all kind of impressive at first glance. But what I noticed in pretty much every case is that they still required something of me. And to make them into a true business asset, they would really require further development. I'd have to iterate. I'd have to make a V2 and a V3. I'd have to provide feedback and make some adjustments. And I have started doing that. But what I would not fall into is the assumption that one of these V1 artifacts that it goes ahead and creates is going to somehow automate or run your life. I'm seeing a lot of those claims flying around on social media these days, and I found that just to not be the case. This is just one move from a bigger system I teach live. It's called the AI Second Brain, and the next cohort is coming soon. The waitlist is below. Check out this video if you want my take on Claude connectors. Also, there's a longer deep dive version in the membership where I do this with every single connector that I've used. Thanks for watching.